Don't have all your eggs in one basket, as the old saying goes. You need to diversify your portfolio. So if I take my own portfolio for argument's sake, and I will, I have diversified it in the fact that I started doing rent-to-rent property management. I don't get to own the properties, but I do take the cash flow from them and also make sure that the landlords get a very good cash flow as well. But I started with HMOs. Then I changed it. And I still have the HMOs, but I have serviced accommodation units as well, which we manage, and we have rent to rent on. Okay. Now I'm buying my own portfolio. I'm buying buy-to-lets, but I'm actually letting those as serviced accommodation units. And we also now do developments. I am involved with property investors who do developments. I also speak to the investors. I bring the two together, and we are looking at growing the portfolio through joint ventures as well. So I always look at my property investing as a bucket, and I like to have as many little taps pouring a bit of money into that bucket each and every month from all of these different taps, from all of these different methods. And at the end of the day, if one of those taps stops, then I've still got the other ones putting that flow of money into them. So you need to diversify. You can't do that in the beginning, or you can't always do that in the beginning. So I would say don't try and do everything to start with. I've been doing this a while now. Make sure you start with one strategy, with one way of doing things. If it is rent to rent that you're starting with, and if you're following me, you probably are into a bit of rent to rent. If it's HMOs, go for it, 100% with the HMOs. If it's serviced accommodation, go for it 100% with the serviced accommodation. The caveat to that, here in 2023, the government are going to bring in some restrictions or some new rules when it comes to serviced accommodation. We don't know 100% what that's going to be just yet, so just be careful if you're looking at getting out there and putting all your eggs into the serviced accommodation. We just don't know what the legislations will be just yet. Now, it's nothing to be fearful of. The amateurs will be fearful. We will look at the legislation that is put out there and we will work within those barriers. Why? Because we're property professionals and that's the way we set ourselves up. So make sure you've got a bit of diversification as you grow your portfolio up to cover yourself, to make sure that you're in a good position.